If I was a kid, I want to be Trea Turner.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it all, and the Philadelphia Phillies shortstop joins us now. How's camp going for you so far?
It's been fun. It's great seeing the guys. That first couple weeks you're getting back into it, you're a little sore, and playing those few innings and getting those at bats and whatnot. But I feel like starting to get over that hump and starting to see the start of the season, and we're getting ready. It's going to be a fun year for us.
Hey, Trea, how different is it coming to camp and basically all the positions are set and you guys get to work differently? Yeah. How different is that?
It's kind of nice, to be honest, just because that's how you kind of create some routine, some chemistry. Everyone knows their job, knows what to expect. We have some guys working on different things and new positions and whatnot, but for the most part, our team is pretty settled, and I think that lets us get comfortable with each other. And that's not always the case with every organization, and they've done a good job of that over here.
Yeah, new position. The only new position that I'm thrilled to hear, you might be leading off. So what are your thoughts on possibly leading off? Have you and Swover talked about it? You and Rob talked about it? What are the thoughts there?
I mean, I think we're all in the same boat. I think we got a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things, and we just want to win. So at the end of the day, we'll do whatever's asked of us. I don't think it's necessarily set in stone that I'm leading off per se yet, but for me, it's always been fun for me. I think I like scoring runs. I think I can score runs with the best of them. When I'm on the field, I'm healthy, and I can impact the game in a bunch of different ways. So if that's what they want me to do, I'm happy to do it. I've done it early in my career, and I like putting pressure on the other team over there.
All right. Well, I'm hoping it happens. I just think
he's your biggest proponent of you leading off.
It needs to happen. That's all. I'll leave it there.
Hey, Trea, it's so easy for, even if from an outsider point of view, that you guys obviously enjoy playing with one another, being teammates with one another. Where does that come from? How does that develop?
I mean, a lot of off the field. We hang out. We go to dinners. We kind of compete at things, ping pong, golf, whatever it is. And I think, obviously we're with each other on the baseball side for a long time, but you build that friendship, off the field. And I think we joke around with each other quite a bit. We're good at taking jokes and kind of dishing it back. So I think we got a lot of guys that are pretty similar, have similar interests. We got a lot of guys at the same point in their career, which is a good thing too. And I think when you have that core of all the people you're showing right now, I think that it's easy to hang out and bring everyone along and say, this is where we want to go. Let's do it together. And Bryce was kind of the starter of that when he signed over here, and slowly each year we've added some really good players and really good guys, and that's what got us here.
Hey, so a couple baseball questions for you. I think you're one of the greatest sliders in the history of baseball. I mean, the slides you always have, whether it's in Philly or whether it's wherever you played, the one in L.A. when you slid across and wiped it and stood up, I was like, that is the best ever. But, Trea, I was a guy that thought I was a pretty good slider. There's an art form to being able to slide. I want to ask you how you learned, how you might talk to kids or teach them about sliding, because it's kind of a lost form.
Yeah, I think there's two things. One, or I guess I should say three. The feet first slide works just as well as the head first for the most part. If you do it right, you don't necessarily have to slide head first. But for me now with replay, there's two things. It's you want to get to the base as fast as possible, but also you need to be safe and stay on the bag. So there's some guys that slide too early and slow down, and there's some guys that slide a little too late and look like they're kind of crashing into the base. I'm a believer you try to do a little bit of both. So I try to stay in that middle ground where I want to get to the base as fast as possible, but when I make contact, I got to be able to stop and stay on the base and not have replay kind of get those cheap ones. So it's something I've done a long time, but that's kind of my viewpoint is there's a balance, and I think some guys do it better than others.
Is there certain situations where you might be thinking pop-up slide as well, because they may make a throw that you have to pop up and go to the next base?
Every time I slide feet first, I kind of just naturally do a pop-up slide other than home plate. I feel like home plate, I try to slide late there because it doesn't matter. Obviously, you can go through home plate. So I try to slide late at home plate. But when I'm going to second or third, it's usually always a pop-up slide just because, I don't know, it's just kind of natural. I don't really think about it. So that's just, like I said, it's something I've always done, and that's kind of how I stay on the base and kind of stop my momentum is that little turn at the end. So even that, when I switch feet right there, that can get you in trouble. So I try to keep that right foot on the base.
Hey, last baseball question from me. So defensively, your defense has just continued to get better. I remember back in Washington, we talked a long time ago. I've watched you attack balls, change different styles. Where's the progression come from, and who's been one of the people you've worked and learned the most from?
Yeah, I feel like, I've played good short at times and a bad short at times, but for me, I've always been trying to get better and try different things. And, I've had some great infield coaches, Bogey and Chris Spire early on in Washington, and then Dino in LA, and now Bobby here. So I've had great guys to work with, and they kind of always teach something a little different, which is fine. But since I've been here, the last couple of years, I haven't been as good as I wanted to be, and I think this year's a good opportunity for me to be consistent, and I feel like I've been working on fundamentals quite a bit. Feel like I'm starting to just kind of be on autopilot, which is how I want to play defense. I want it to look boring. I want it to be, we discussed J.J. Hardy a lot. I want it to look like J.J. Hardy, where it's just, it looks like I'm taking fungos in the game, and that's kind of my goal this year, is make plays for those pitchers.
And then you got Larry Bow up there watching you every Saturday.
Yeah, he's on you.
He's awesome. He's one of my favorites. He's around a lot, and I couldn't be happier. He's one of my favorites. Just gets the game, and he's fun to be around.
Hey, we'll get you out of here on this one. Your home life is not boring. You got 3 little ones, all under the age of 4, including little Miss Riley, she's a newborn. How's that going, Trey?
It's tough on my wife. So the baby was born, and then I had to report to camp shortly after. So she's got 3 by herself, and I know it's a lot, but we're happy to have a girl. My first 2 are boys, and then we got our third one's a girl. So we're done now. We're finished, but we couldn't be happier. They're all awesome. It's been so much fun to watch them grow, and I'm excited to see her kind of grow up and hang out with those boys as well.
Do your boys know who Dad is as a baseball player? I know they know you as Dad, but do they know that yet?
My son a little bit, but in the off season, I just told somebody this the other day. I tried putting on highlights every once in a while just to see if he'll be like, "Oh, that's Dad on TV," and he could care less. So
that's a good thing.
I'm hoping this year kind of clicks for him, because I think that'd be cool to see. He likes going to the games and hanging out, but he likes playing in the family room with kids. So it's not really baseball; it's more of playtime.
It's gonna click, man.
Congratulations, Trey, on the newborn. Best to you and your family, and good luck in 2025.